Praise be to Jesus. First of all, thank you, Peggy, for letting me know that I'd left the music on. The music needs to be there. There needs to be audio there that sets the scrolling speed. In other words, the longer the audio is, the slower the that sets the scrolling speed of the words. So, I don't really look at the video afterwards. So. Um, Unless somebody brings it to my attention. I mean, I know this has happened before, so thank you for that. And I try not to make that mistake again. Well, here, I'll do this over again then. Vatican News. The Holy See's information system featured former U.S. Vice President Al Gore praising Pope Francis for his spiritual leadership and for being a moral force in combating what he called a man-made climate crisis. In particular, his papal encyclical Laudato Si marked a crucial step for the Catholic Church in leading the world to commit to addressing the climate crisis ahead of the Paris Agreement, said Gore. Virtually all of my Catholic colleagues and friends are thrilled to the marrow of their bones that he is providing this kind of spiritual leadership, as am I. Of course, I don't think, that has anything to do with spiritual leadership, but apparently Mr. Gore does. The former vice president spoke about Pope Francis in an interview with the Vatican News Service published July 4th. In Pope Francis, the globalists have found a willing participant in what many view as a manufactured crisis meant to concentrate more power and influence on their global elites while escaping genuine scientific scrutiny. Global warming, now known as climate change, is increasingly perceived as suspect based on manipulated scientific data and unreliable computer modeling, and so has become difficult for promoters such as Gore to justify and sustain. Professor Michael Hart, author of Hubris, The Troubling Science, Economics, and Politics of Climate Change, told LifeSite News in 2016 interview that globalists are using the poorly understood science of climate change to advance an ambitious environmental agenda focused on increasingly centralized control over people's daily lives. He said Pope Francis was being naive and unwise in commenting favorably on the climate change movement, as found in his encyclical Laudato Si. When asked if climate change was a real issue, he replied, "No, the real issue is the hunger for power to change economic and political systems in order to achieve a world or a wide-ranging agenda." In the words of former UNFCCC Secretary Christina Figueres, the goal of the whole climate change process is the complete transportation of the economic structure of the world. Critics have pointed out that if climate change can be successfully converted from a scientific issue to a spiritual one in the largest church in Christendom, then the globalist quest to centralize power under their control becomes much easier. Excuse me. Well, there's some reality here. I mean, what's being said there, is what I believe. Of course, there are other people that don't believe it. There are people that love Pope Francis and think he's doing wonderful things for the church. So hopefully they'll wake up someday. Well, there's more to the article. I just gave you some excerpts, so there's the links in the description box.